All right, part two. Like I said earlier, my production value runs very low around here. Case in point, I just ran out of space on my camera, so I had to go back and delete everything and move things around. But we're back. Hopefully. I was just showing you the underside of this, what it looks like. So you've got your 110 outlets. Got your circuit breakers for your tail gun. Blood plasma stuff on the bottom. This is your desiccator for your tail gun radar system. It removes the water and the moisture. And this is the air pump. Forgive me if I'm speaking inaccurately, but I think one of the reasons you want to have air or oxygen out of your radar system is because electricity, it conducts electricity and it can damage it. I could be dead wrong. Feel free to correct me on that one. But the other side's pretty much the same on the bottom. This unit probably weighs about 60 pounds combined, 80 pounds maybe. Back to the actual airplane, the former YB-36 4213571. This is the aft compartment. This hole right here, that's the main entrance hatch, which I have sitting right here. Interestingly, when Walter moved his stuff, he labeled the B-36 loads. This was load number 4. I'll assume that was done very early in the 2 years and 20-some trips it took him to do it in. Let's turn this around so you can see it. And this is the hatch the guys would open to climb into the aft compartment. Sorry, that's upside down. I'll show you some pictures of what the aft compartment looked like when I first accessed it in the spring of 2020. There's me, if you've never seen me before. Notice how tiny I am compared to the aft compartment, which is 15 feet long and 12.5 feet wide. This is the main breaker box feeding the 3-phase power from the alternators, or one of the alternators, to the aft compartment, which I have sitting right here. It's got a input or a outlet for a heated suit. These lamps indicate your phases are functioning. Here's your circuit board. And opening it up shows all of the fuses that have been pilfered over time. Every last one of them. There's about 50 people out there who have a B-36 fuse in a junk drawer or lost in a box in the basement. Here's your intermediate frequency ECM, your high frequency, medium frequency TR unit. This is basically all the power supply for the everything. Let's go back to the aft compartment real quick. As you can see, it's quite the mess. Moto Art removed all the skin from the outside. Most of your plane tags came from the aft compartment. There's very few exceptions, some from the empennage, and pretty much all of it's right there. Just a few pictures. I can explain all this, but I don't want to bore you. Those are rectifiers, 3-phase to 16 volt. Actually, those are the noise filters, and these are the rectifiers, 3-phase to 28 volt DC. There's one of the Air Force roundels. There's your bunks. It had provisions for 3 people to sleep over top the ECM operators on the bulkhead, the forward bulkhead of the aft compartment. There's one of your ECM tables with the tail gun, which I have the tail gun panel right there. It's the original gunner's control panel. your APS 54 warning indicators, shaft dispensers, communications, and your D202 panel. Playing tags thoughtfully destroyed one of those perfectly good blisters. All 4 of them, as a matter of fact, which I retain. I have all of this equipment. Your tables for your ECMs equipment. There's your rack for your, can't think of what, Radioson dispenser. Those are your actual Radiosons. There was provisions for 9 Radioson units. That is the actual Radioson dispenser. I'll do a video on that later. And there's the gunner's platform up there before I ripped it out. I acquired all this equipment over about a 4-year period. Bits here, bits there. Interestingly, one of the main landing gear doors was used to seal up the back end of it, which I have that out in the garage. I'll show you that stuff someday. These are the gunner's platforms with their racks still attached to them. There's a B-36 part number. 36B indicates airframe. Radioson dispenser. Mount for your beam gunner, your right beam gunner. He sat right there, and he also operated that. And he had a little fold-out table that went right there, and that table is right there. There's not a lot left of the right side of the aft compartment. This is where the Air Force Museum thoughtfully removed the stringers and the skin, so you could, there was a platform on the opposite side, and you could look into it and see everything. That was not included with the aft compartment, unfortunately. Some earlier pictures showing the damage. And there's the like I said, there's your tail gun controller, which is over there. Racks for your ECM equipment. And that big guy right there is the radar central, which was the main junction for the APG-32 tail gun system. You can see where Moto Art removed material for tags. There's not much left of that bulkhead, unfortunately. And the bulkhead on the other side, which, shame on me, I don't know the numbers offhand, they're gone as well. But when I cut this thing up to get it down to where I could move it in my trailer and keep it street legal, which is 102 inches, these are your main longerons for the fuselage. And of course, the box. It's a box. The B-36 fuselage, excuse me, is nothing but a long box. And there's one of them. There's another one here on the floor, and they run all the way to the nose. And there's K-trusses in there, and these things are 1/4 inch aluminum, and I cut those with my reciprocating saw over a 1 month period. But that was not no joke. ECM racks. There's a good picture. Some B-36 parts, barely identifiable as B-36 parts. There's the aft compartment as it appeared for so many years. It's more of the same stuff. There's 2 of these on the B-36, one on the nose and one in the aft compartment. Had your fire axe, your first aid kit. There that is, right there. Just multiple plugs and AN plugs, and I can't think of what they're called. I can never think of what they are, but you can see where they modified this bulkhead various times, because the YB-36 went through several modifications. That's the roundel on the left-hand side of the fuselage. It's that right there. Pretty much the same over and over again. I took lots of pictures, as you can see, and I don't want to run out of power, or I'm sorry, run out of room on my phone, so I think I'm going to cut this thing off. If you're interested in my build, if you don't know the channel you're watching, it's called Building the Last B-36, which I'm building the nose section of a B-36H. A lot of people show interest in it. If you want to see thousands of pictures that I've taken over time, get on Facebook and get on the B-36 interest group. It'll ask you a few questions that are pretty much common sense if you can read anything about the B-36. But if you get on here, you'll see there's thousands of pictures that I've put on here over the past 4 years, and there's just tons of technical information. If you're into the B-36, it's a must-visit place. You will not be disappointed. Plus, I've photographed lots of my my artifacts. They're in the albums that I've created here. But just I welcome you to it. Other than that, I'll see y'all next time.